What's going on, everybody? What's up to all my tea spills? What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tea Spill, spilling all the tea. And this is some tea time talk. It's actually, I guess, somewhat of a response video, somewhat, to what Miss Squeaky Jones had put out. Hashtag, BYU Black YouTubers Unite. And the question is, do Black Lives Matter? So this is pretty much going to be my response. I'm going to answer the question, and then I'm going to do some talking, and hopefully in me explaining everything that I have to explain, hopefully it all makes sense, and hopefully I can bring it all back full circle. It's going to be a little difficult because there's a lot that I really want to say, that I'm going to say. Just hopefully it all makes sense to you guys. So, go ahead. Pop a cold one. I got some talking to do. Shit. Alright, so do Black Lives Matter? Well, I want to start by saying all lives matter. But seeing as to how it's a lot of black people that are losing their lives currently, yes, Black lives do matter. But what I'm going to say is it's a personal responsibility and a personal accountability, if anything. And I'm just start with home. I'm also going to piggyback on a video that I did before this one. So Tea Time Talks talking about old school ass whoopings, and you guys check that out. Also check out of course Squeaky Jones if y'all haven't seen hers, Black YouTubers Unite, do Black Lives Matter, in addition to Lady Nika did a combination of the two. But what I'm gonna say is it starts at home first and foremost, where we don't have engaged parents anymore. Okay, and this is nothing against anybody that's a young parent or anything like that, but we don't have engaged parents. A lot of it is you have the TV teaching our children. We have, music that isn't being monitored teaching our children. We have the streets teaching our children. Used to be a time where, a village raised a child, but that isn't now. Like I said, I remember that life. And I'm saying all this to say, it starts with the parent instilling the values into the child, valuing self, valuing another life, respect, all these integrity, all of these different things. This starts at home. But there's not a whole lot of that, happening. Even so much as, just the whole village aspect. Quick tangent, in my family, for what it's worth, growing up, we didn't have a lot of males in the family, whether it be some decide to go off and do their own things and, literally go off and do their own things, some in jail, whatever the case may be. So the older men, were the men of the family. And, if, the parents, the mothers could not, get a hold on the kids, well, that's when the men took over and tried to get that boy right. But again, starts with home. It starts with family and instilling, values. That's where it starts. All right. And again, not looking to someone else to do the job for you to raise your children. Because again, and here's the reality, we all know you can sit here and do everything right by the book and your child can still go left. And I even challenge each and every one of you to do some self-reflecting and look back on how you were raised and the product in which you become. Think about that. But we get from that aspect, now we move over to the whole personal aspect. What do you value as a person? You know what I'm saying? What do you hold to be true? Because when I say, I love me some me, in every aspect, in every way, shape, form, I love me some me. I love my people. I said, I have Judaism, and it is what it is. And I love that aspect of my life, but I was born black first, and it is what it is. If I can just say, this right here sometimes a little confrontation, some people, side eye me, in my profession because I have my hair grown out And it's one of those where I'm gonna let you see it because I'm proud. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud to be a black man. Has his adversity, tons of them. I have my struggles that come along with it, but damn it, I'm proud. But in me loving myself, I have to love everyone just like me. Okay? Now, hopefully y'all don't get mad at what I'm about to do right now, but you know, I'm just gloss over the book. The good book. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, it's said in the good book, you know, paraphrasing though, treat others the way you want to be treated. Granted, they may not necessarily treat you that way back, but it's showing that respect to another person. You know, even in the book of Genesis, it says, you know, God made man in his image after his likeness, meaning that every time you look at another person, and since we're talking about black lives, we're talking about black people, it's the face of God. When you look in the mirror, the face of God. So, and this is not, you know, blasphemy or anything like that, but what I'm getting at is this: you have creation, another life. Do we value that life enough? Because for us to sit here and say Black Lives Matter, again, it's personal. Like I said, we started with the nurturing aspect. Now it's the personal aspect. Because like I said, because once you reach a certain point in your life, you can't sit here and blame my dudes and, you know, Papa. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame Big Mama and them. It's all you. But do you value the black lives? You know what I'm saying? Is it really worth it for you to go out on the street and square up with another dude, with another king, with another queen? Is it really that serious? You know what I'm saying? What are we, as I said, for us to say Black Lives Matter, you know, I can recall, I don't think it was last or maybe something before, you know, when I was taking a break, you know, in the living room where I am right now, heard some commotion, happened to look out the window, see two queens fighting, and one of them had her son in her hand, you know, doing the most, and then there's nothing but kings and queens circled around them in the street where people cannot drive through. But this is what, but again, we're saying Black Lives Matter. If you're saying it, show it. Because I'm going to get to the other aspect in a minute, but again, personal accountability. We have to value not only our lives, but the lives of our fellow brothers and sisters. We have to value that first and foremost. And I don't see enough of that. Because we so quick to call each other bitches, niggas, everything under the book but a child of God. We're so quick to tear our own people down, but we ain't dare trying to build their ass up. You know what I'm saying? Reach one, teach one. And we all have something we can do to help motivate, encourage, inspire other black people, especially if you have a platform in which to do so. Like I said, I have this platform. Granted, yeah, you gonna get me doing my recaps, my reviews. You gonna have, like I said, I'm sometimes doing the in the kitchen segments, you know, but you do have the tea time talks. This is where I'm, and actually even going back to the reviews, if you actually watch some of my reviews, especially my earlier ones, even though I'm reviewing, I'm also giving you knowledge too. I'm also talking to my brothers and my sisters, you know, hey, if this is going on, you know, do this, think about this, don't fall for this. You know, using this platform to do what I can. I did one video where it was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it was about, you know, Cynthia, you know, coming with the bull. And again, I'm one of those where if you're gonna be messy, be messy. And I even went on a quick spiel about gossip and what the good book said about it. But then I went right back into what I had to say. You know, even then, using this platform for that, I have the spirit and so. And again, it's not about me. I don't want y'all to get twisted. But what I'm saying is, we all have the power, you know, to sit here and encourage each other, lift each other up. You know what I'm saying? Show our beauty, show the strength, show our love. So if you have a platform in which to do so, then why not do it? Even if you don't have this platform, if you have nieces, nephews, and cousins, there is your platform right there to share some knowledge with them. When you see them cutting the food and everything by scrap up, snatch them and the other one up and sit them down, let them know, and ask them, what are you doing? Think about what it is that you are doing. You know, like I said, because we so quick to sit here, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to just say it quick. So, you know, get guns and all this other stuff, and so quick to sit here and take another person's life. And that is a default for a lot of us. We so quick to go out here and, you know, whoop another motherfucker ass. And what really gets me is so many people are quick to record that shit, but they not quick to break that shit up. Okay. Now, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, again, it matters. It matters to me. It doesn't matter to you. But when we start saying Black Lives Matter, we need to take care of home first. Okay, we need to make sure that, you know, our closets are clean, that we swept the front porch, we didn't sweep out, but we need to make sure that we have done that before we start venturing out. And now that I've said that, look, it is what the hell it is. Some shit's brewing, y'all. Okay, you know, you gotta, like I said, I mean, you for those of you who grew up Baptist, you heard the expression, watch, fight, pray. Damn it, you gotta watch. You know, and it's like there's so many signs of things that are to come. So many different things. And going back to one of my tabloids and trending topics with T, where I was thinking it was the Eric Garner exhibit. I'm sorry, the Mike Brown. Was it Mike Brown? Mike Brown exhibit. And how people are getting upset and how, you know, other cultures want us to just forget about it. Worst thing we can do. Let us not forget. Okay? Like I said, because if you don't remember your history, you are doomed to repeat it. I challenge any of y'all, go back. Think about what happens during the Civil Rights Movement. Think about the Black Panthers and what they went through. Because a lot of what we are going through, here's the thing, y'all. History is repeating itself. Trust and believe. Everything we going through right now has already happened. Right now, it's just on a grander scale. And it has gotten worse. All right? And the thing is, I mean, if conspiracies, I mean, I think the biggest conspiracy is, you know, once, you know, the black people were tamed and all these other, you know, controlling agents were put into play, i.e. bringing drugs and whatnot, drugs and guns into the black community and forcing us against ourselves and allowing us to sit here and, you know, diminish ourselves, you know, having something that used to be good, BET, and now it's nothing but bullshit. But this is what we sit our kids down in front of. So now they're being fed this, they're being fed a false reality, they're being fed this is who you are, this is what you amount to, not having no positive role models and anything like that. So they've already done, like, they set their foundation, something we have to break. But the foundation has already been set, so now they're coming in. And the thing is, they haven't came in fully, but you see it coming. Now, we're saying Black Lives Matter, but we need to band together so we can stop what is inevitably coming. Now, here's the thing. This is one of the misses where I really hope and pray that I am wrong. I really do. I really hope that what is happening is just for the moment and this shit gonna blow over. But in the event that it's not, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I want y'all to think about the Holocaust. Before that, and I mean, this is just real talk, this is tea time talk. With every religion, there are going to be different sects. There are different sects of Judaism. You know, you have the Orthodox, you have the Hasidic, you have the Reconstructionist, you have the Reform, Conservative. You know, there are different sects or branches, if you will. Well, of course, you know, there are some that feel, hey, we are the most pious, we are the right ones. And there tends to be discrimination. Well, here's the thing, when the Holocaust happened, and wait, even before I get to that, you know, there are also, you know, like I said, gays and everything else. Well, here's the thing, when the Holocaust happened and when all these people were put in concentration camps, do you think at that moment They were worried about, oh, well, I'm Orthodox, you're Reform, I don't want to talk to you. Do you really think that's what they were talking about? Think about slavery. Different tribes, probably tribes that were fighting against each other. When they got brought over here, do you really think, oh, you part of this tribe, I'm part of this tribe, hell no, stay the fuck back? Or do you think in both of those instances, it was like, you know what, we need to band the fuck together? So here's the thing, Black Lives Matter. It starts at home. It's a personal, you know, accountability, more or less. But it's going to take us banding together to stop what is occurring right now. Like I said, I can't be the one to start the change because, like I said, naturally what I do for a living. But I can sit here and encourage you guys on the screen. But what I'm saying to you guys is this: we need to rectify this shit before it's too late. Because the last thing that we need is for all the black people to be in a concentration camp, or for a massive race war to pop off, for us to start getting slaughtered by the hundreds, by the thousands daily, for us to find a side, you know what, let us band together. It need not take a traumatic, horrific incident, grand scale, to happen. Okay, like I said, we can sit here, we can hashtag and all this other shit, but again, what are you doing to, like I said, I mean, you can say Black Lives Matter, but how are you living that? Okay, that's just like people who want to preach, you know, the word, but don't want to live by the word. Yeah, I done said it, but I'm just talking about real shit right now. So I hope I was able to articulate what it is that I was truly trying to say. Like I said, Black lives do matter, but you know, for those of you who have children, especially the young ones, it's gonna start with y'all teaching them to love themselves, teaching them to love the person they love to their right, in front of them, and to the rear. But it's when you love yourself that you can truly love somebody else. For those of us who are, you know, living our lives, whether it be, you know, as, you know, teens or even as adults, whether in your early 20s or if you all the way up the scale, it's gonna start with you at this point. It's that simple. So, do Black Lives Matter to you? That's all I got, you guys. So, if you are a YouTuber and you would like to join in on this discussion, yeah, you can just use this title, you know, hashtag BYU. If you are not a vlogger, like I said, you can always hop down in the comment section below, and like I said, even visit the others that have already done this video. So yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah, until the next video, I will see you guys later. I love all of you. I truly do. Be safe, take care of yourselves. Again, love yourself, love your neighbor, reach one, teach one, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.